The coronavirus pandemic has brought a drastic economic downturn for airlines and airports around the world. They are reporting the steepest decline in passenger traffic in decades.
Our numbers did drop quite a bit.
Bruce Getz is the Vice President of Operations at Tucson International Airport. He says TIA had fewer than 2 million travelers last year, the lowest number since 1982.
And essentially, we ended up 2020 with at only about 40% of what we were the previous year in 2019. So a pretty precipitous drop.
And the impacts are like a domino effect. Fewer passengers translates into job losses for airlines and rental car companies, along with a decrease in airport leases from stores and restaurants, among others.
You know, we lost millions and millions of dollars. We were grateful for the CARES Act money that came through. The airport did receive a little over $20 million in CARES Act money to help us with our operation. And we're using those things to offset the revenues that come with a 60% drop in passengers.
At Sky Harbor International Airport in Phoenix, year-end passenger numbers also plummeted by more than half. In 2020, the airport got nearly 22 million passengers compared to a record of more than 46 million in 2019. But despite the drop in passenger traffic, Sky Harbor officials say the airport had an increase of nearly 10% in cargo freight numbers. Also, airlines at Sky Harbor have added or are scheduled to add new destinations soon, including Cabo San Lucas, Cancun, and Puerto Vallarta, all popular vacation spots in Mexico. Back at TIA, airlines are also adding destinations. Southwest Airlines will take you nonstop to Oakland, California, and Houston, Texas, for example.
We are rebounding slowly, and as we get into late February and March, we are seeing airlines come back and add some additional destinations. Allegiant is one of them that's coming back soon, and they're going to Provo, Utah, and Las Vegas. And, we're constantly talking to our airline partners about their current schedule offerings.
Airports are trying to help by working on health and safety measures. At TIA, administrators have spent about $300,000 on various programs, including new signs, UV sterilization systems on escalators, toe kick buttons for elevators, and hand sanitizing stations. It is also providing free COVID-19 testing to the community, although airports in Arizona currently don't require a negative test result for departures or arrivals. However, travelers should check with their destination or airline ahead of time.
Some destinations throughout the country, Hawaii is notable for this, that you have to have a PCR nasal swab test, a negative test within 72 hours of your arrival.
For passengers like Sally Graham, flying is faster and more convenient than driving. She's going back to her home in Indiana from a work trip in Tucson.
I wasn't hesitant at all. I thought it would be less or more hectic, but it was actually less hectic. There's not very many people flying comparatively.
What was the airplane like when you got on?
Every other row was empty, and there was only 1 to 2 people in each section.
TIA's plans for the future past the pandemic include a $300 million project in the works to improve its runways. Like airlines and airports around the world, it hopes the travel industry will soar again soon.
Long term, no major tenant or anybody has left the airport yet, and we don't expect them to. So I think everybody looks to rebound from this. How long it will take is anybody's guess. We're hoping with the vaccine rollout, we're seeing a lot of positive trends. But I think in general, we're all hoping for a decent turnaround in 2021.